it more than one page. If it's more than one page, some of these lenders are saying, sorry, rewrite it and shorten it up. Do not put in there, the bank put me in this position, so they better get me out of this position. Hardship has to do something with financial. If they can't answer these 4 questions, sign and date it and send it in. Next page is the financial worksheet. I'm looking for monies in, monies out for the month. Do not include membership dues, maids, that's not considered real bills. Hard cost of living, house payment, food, gas, insurance, medical expenses, daycare, stuff like that. If they want to put it on an Excel spreadsheet, that's not a problem. Money in, money out. They can estimate monthly food, monthly consumers, car insurance, all that stuff that is not on their credit report they can estimate. If they do an Excel spreadsheet, please have them sign and date it. Next page, repairs required. We do not send this to the bank. However, if you go out and there's things that need to be done on the home that are large. I have one little lady put on there, I have a nick in a corner of my cabinet, $8 for touch-up. I have a little stain in my carpet, I don't need the little things. I'm looking for big stuff. So when the bank comes back and wants to counter your offer, did you know it needs a new roof at 10 grand? You know the basement's cracked, the sidewalk's all busted, major things. And you don't need getting written estimates. A roof is basically 10 grand. You know, a basement to fix a crack is 3,000 or 4,000. Just estimate it. Have them sign it. If nothing needs to be done, put NA and have them sign it. Next page. Arm's length transaction. Anybody know what that is? Very, very important. I shut down a file just last week. If the buyer and seller are related or have a prior arrangement made where the seller stays in the property, run away from that. Do not proceed forward. That is an arm's length transaction, and in banks, if they find out later, will come back at you. I had a file that supposedly the agent didn't know. I think they did. We found out 3/4 of the way through the process. I'm done. I'm out of it. I called the bank. I said, I think this is an arm's length transaction. I'm not getting involved in it. They shut it down, and I'm out of it. They will sue you, and you can lose your license over this deal. So if you know there's a prior arrangement worked out where the seller is staying in the home, do not list a property. Let your competitor do that.
What if it's a tenant wanting to buy it?
It's not a problem. That's not a problem. A tenant or somebody who's renting the house can buy that home because they're renting it. These people are doing a short sale. That is completely correct. Yes.
So as soon as they go into a short sale, the people have to move, the owners have to move out the home?
No, this is only when the short sale is completed. What the bank's position is that we, meaning the bank, are going to lose money. You, the homeowner, the seller, is not going to benefit. You're not going to stay there. Which means, hey, I'm going to go buy your house and I'll lease it back to you. That can't be no part of it. Now, your question on a tenant, if that tenant is related, deal's dead. Got it? So if there's a prior arrangement where that seller is going to financially benefit, could be either getting cash if they turn around and sell it real quick, or they're staying in that property, the deal's canceled.
What about the tenant if they are related and they need like an extra month? Do they still
No,
get
if
like?
tenant is related to the seller, the deal's dead. The tenant cannot buy it if they're related.
No, I don't
Okay,
mean
not, you
buy
mean
it.
not related?
Yeah, they're renting the house
Okay,
in the situation where we're buying this short sale.
okay,
The seller's cousin is renting the house from him.
okay.
But he had asked us, which now he might be already moved out, but he had asked, would you mind if I had just one extra month because nobody has notified me and I'm like scurrying around trying to figure out where I'm gonna live and this and that. So I think I asked John or Boyd or somebody, and then I talked to the listing agent also. Could we have just rented him 1 month?
Yeah, because you're the new buyer and they're the tenant and they didn't benefit from the sale, so you could do that.
Yeah.
You could do that in that scenario. Okay, they're going to ask for this arm's length transaction in the beginning. Most of the banks are going to ask for another one in the middle, and then they will ask for another one at closing where you gotta sign, the title company's gotta sign, because if they find out later, they're coming after everybody involved in this deal. Do not get involved in this deal. One commission is not worth losing your license over.
Rick, they send out testers too, don't they?
Oh, yeah, yeah, they're looking for any way they can recoup.
Well, what happens if there wasn't like a previous agreement that you knew about or anything?
Then basically, when you go to sign your form, usually the realtor has to sign it at closing, put the words "to the best of my knowledge."
Okay.
Best of your knowledge, you didn't know. You know, if they didn't disclose it to you, but don't try to get into, well, if you're in that gray area, don't do it, folks, don't do it. It's bad. Next form is a 4506T form. This form here is an official IRS form. This form needs to be signed and dated. If the bank feels that the tax returns provided may not match the tax returns that were submitted to the IRS, this allows the bank to spend $56, I think, to order a transcript of that person's tax returns to make sure they match. That's all that is. It has to go in the file. Second page is just a little bit about that. The last one is the amendment to the real estate purchase agreement. This has to do with the proration of taxes. Again, proration of taxes on the buyer side does not increase. The buyer's agent says, I don't want my buyers to sign that. Wait a minute, they're paying it anyways. If they don't sign it, they're paying it. If they sign it, they're paying it anyways. So it doesn't increase or decrease their costs. It just allows us to take it from the seller's side of the HUD and allow it to go to the Pinnacle Law Group with the bank's approval. Okay, that's our short sale package. You go out, list the property, tell the homeowner you need to get all this stuff on the very front page, 3/4 of the way down. Please email only new orders to neworders@nationwideloanout.com. When you start a new file, everything goes there. The intake department gets a file of yours. The intake department has 24 hours to stack it, build it, and get it to the bank. Once they get it to the bank, you'll get an email and say, hey, we sent it to the bank, your negotiator is Bernie at our office. Bernie then will call on a file. We work on your file every 4th business day. Why every 4th business day? When we started this almost 6 years ago, we took 10 files and called every day, 10 every 2nd day, 10 every 3rd day, 10 every 4th, and 5th. When we were calling every day, the managers at the department called us back on 90% of the files, say, listen, you're bugging us so much, every time you call, I am putting your file on the bottom of the pile. Stop calling us. Call us in 2 weeks. Well, that's not going to work. So then we started to analyze, when we called every 2nd day, we still got about 80% of the complaints coming back at us. Every 3rd day was about 50%, every 4th day was about 3 to 5%, so that's our sweet spot. I want to be in their face enough so they know we're not letting this file lag, but not too much where they get upset at us and put it on the bottom of the pile. Because they can do whatever they want. There is no law for them. They don't have to do this short sale. They can make this thing the most miserable thing in the world, and some of them are. So, we call every 4th business day. We then email you every 4th business day. Here's what's going on. We don't sugarcoat anything. We don't have time to say, I get complaints from realtors. Can't you personalize the email and, get a little nicer? Guys, this is about cash. I don't have time to say, hi, how are you doing? How's the weather out there? It's going to be short, simple, and sweet. Call the bank, this is what they said, this is what we're doing, here's what we need. We email you and we email your sellers every 4th business day. We send you an email saying, hey, the bank wants updated bank statements. We're looking for your homeowner to get us that stuff. Make sure when you go out on the listing, listen, if they ask for additional documents, you must get them in a timely fashion. If not, the bank will close your file. They'll say, listen, we give you 3 days or 2 days, some 24 hours. We need this in 24 hours. Or we're closing it. Ain't nothing we can do about it. But if you see that email going out, I need updated bank statements, and 4 days later, so we're still waiting for it, pick up the phone, call your sellers, you better get this stuff. That's the only time I really want you to jump involved. Are you going to do this? Because if not, we can't go anywhere. We can't, the file isn't going to go any further until we get the necessary documents the banks are asking for. Then we continue to work on it. Let's say we have 2 loans. You'll get an email that we got approval on the first lender.